I'm Rachel Ogusowo. I'm here today the Authors CONFAB radio show, Lee City FM 89.1. I'm here with fantastic authors who are here to share the stories behind their success. So please stay tuned and don't forget to always join us on every Wednesday by 2 p.m. to listen to stories from authors. So good afternoon, dear authors. Let me call you authoress because female authors are what? Authoress. So authoress, you will share your stories, you talk about your books, you talk about other things you do aside your books. So I'll start from the closest person to me. Introduce yourself to listeners at home.
Hello everyone. My name is Pisa JB and I am many things.
Wow.
I am an author, I am an editor, I run an NGO organization for children. It's committed to raising children who are value-based and established and embraced their relationship with God.
Okay.
And also I am currently running my MSc in the University of Ibadan.
Wow. So the next person,
Okay.
let us introduce yourself to the listeners at home.
Okay, I'm Goodness Olga. I'm an author. I'm a content writer, an editor, and a teens minister. I'm very enthusiastic about teenagers and them finding God in time and maximizing their talents. Thank you.
Okay, the third authoress. Tell us about yourself, what you do.
I'm Adeyemi Tolu. I'm a writer, I'm an author. I run a writing business for business owners, and I also run a podcast for the writing business. I edit sometimes. I'm learning editing with Dr. Rachel at the moment. I edit sometimes. And what else? I run a teens ministry also for teenagers, basically. I think that's about it.
Amazing. Somehow, you three of you have something to do with teenagers. So I can guess that from your experiential knowledge, you've written books, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when did you start writing? I mean, when did you become an author? I mean, your first book, when was it published?
2021.
Okay. So you've been 3 years on this journey.
Same here.
3 years.
2022.
Okay. So how many books have you authored?
I've give and take. I've published 3.
Okay, but you authored maybe like 20. Okay, because I know many authors who have written books, but it's still lying in their laptop until when one miracle happens or they get the push. Anyway, for you to even write that book, complete it and publish it is a big win. So, since you said you've authored, I mean your first book was authored 3 years ago, you should have some stories to share. So let's start with authoress Tolu. On this authoring journey, what will you say has been your wins or maybe challenges or maybe don't let me use the word negative, whatever. People have different experiences on the authoring journey before publishing and after. What can you share?
Okay, I think before publishing, I had a lot of encouragement from family, friends, and of course you you were really pushing for me to publish my books, and it was amazing. But after publishing, I think the major challenge that I have personally experienced is pushing my book out there. Like I'm not really, I can't say that I've really invested so much in putting my books in the face of people, and I think that's the greatest challenge I've experienced. And also, producing physical books.
Paperbacks, okay.
Yes, paperbacks is also expensive, and it just keeps getting expensive as the day goes by.
As it delay for writing. What about authoress Goodness?
Okay.
Your wins or low moments?
I think for wins, it's just the fact that, okay, so for me, after I published my book, I started a newsletter series.
Okay.
And I did not know that it was another channel for making impact. Because there are times that I would publish a newsletter and then I'll get feedback from someone that I've never met and people that I don't even know read. In fact, one of my friends was telling me one time that, that's a friend of hers stumbled on my book and was sharing with her. Like, the friend didn't know that she was my friend.
Okay.
She was just sharing that, oh, I saw this book and it was really amazing. So my friend was then telling me, and at that moment, I was just so grateful that I had written. And then from the newsletter series, different people of different age grades.
So the newsletter came after your first published book?
Yes, after my book.
Okay, is it related to your book, or you are just doing it independently of the book?
Most of the people I got from, the people I shared the newsletter series from, were people that downloaded my book.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and
I was able
sent
to
in feedbacks.
and no, just people that downloaded. So I was able to get their emails,
Okay.
get them together, and then start a newsletter series from that.
Okay, is another book, another content entirely, not
Another
related
content.
to
No,
your
no,
book.
it's not related.
But
to
it's another. You can always add the link to the book, to the newsletter, right?
Yes.
At least new people that get to read the newsletter can always
Yes.
go to the book from that newsletter.
Yes.
So is it a daily mail or weekly or when the spirit leads?
No, it's actually bi-weekly. Like I do it twice a month.
Wow.
Yes. But feedback from that has been really great. It's really humbling, because I would hear people that are way older than me say, oh goodness, I read your newsletter and I learned this, I learned that, and there's just something it does, and it's really fulfilling. Now for the challenges I've had, just like she said. So just like she said, I think something that I've struggled with too is getting my book in the faces of more people. It was something I didn't prepare for, and I think it's something that most authors usually don't prepare for. We just think, oh, once we write and then it's out there, it's fine. So I think that has been very challenging. In fact, it was my friends that had to start helping.
Sharing. See, as an author, when you finish writing and spending money to publish, you now remove that agbada, you now put on the agbada of marketing. If not, your books will keep staring at you. An example is the story of Fuki Akedele.
Okay.
Like when she finished producing her movie, she now got into that regalia of market, and that was really what our vibes rubbed on other people, and they also promoted for her. So I think authors listening to us, maybe because you wrote one book and then you didn't like what you saw or what you got, and then you said no, please just be encouraged that somebody somewhere, people are waiting to read that content from you. There might be several books on so topic, but yours is, people are waiting for yours particularly, so do not give up. All right, let's hear about your wins and your low moments as an author of 3 years.
So when I was to write the book, I didn't have intention of writing a book actually, but the Lord instructed me to write it, and it was in a niche that I felt that people would talk. Number one, as an undergraduate at that moment, and someone who has not gotten married, and so I guess write a book on parenting. So it's kind of weird, and I fought it a lot because I was like, no.
Like you were looking down on yourself already.
I was like, me author a book on parenting, but the Lord did not allow me to rest. So I started, and I wrote that book in 9 days. Just 9 days, and I was writing my final year exam at that period. So I didn't know how I did it, but it helped. The Lord helped me, and there was one time a big sister of mine, she said she had like a, how do I call it, accountability session for writers who want to author their books. So I joined. That was what helped me during that period. Because left to me that I was writing my final year exam, I wouldn't have tried it actually. Okay. But it helped, and I was able to author the book, and I got some feedbacks from the book. Actually, it was free. The Lord told me not to put a price on it. Till this year, in fact, when this year started, my decision was to put a price on it as of January. But the Lord said no, until recently. When he now said, okay, now you can put a price on it. So it was free for a lot for those years from 2021 till maybe like around early this March.
Okay.
Was free. So the feedback had been amazing. People tell me that okay, for someone who has not, gotten married or giving birth,
you're not parents yet, and
yes,
you're not
and
parenting.
yes, it made sense. It made sense.
That's the beauty of being an author. Most times, what we eventually churn out as books might not be our reality exactly, but because you've gone through that part, or you've gone through that pain, or maybe pain, passion, or purpose, you can always write a book on any niche. That's the beauty. After all, ghostwriters are writing about people they don't know. So authoring is way unique. It's far higher than being a writer. I've had several writing gurus. Hey, should I talk to you? I've had several writing gurus who somehow got stuck authoring. Do you understand? So authoring is far way higher and different than writing. Authoring is just like, I can say it's like let me use the word profession or ministry or something. You are giving all of yourself, you are putting all of your vibes into a book and publishing for the whole world to read. And never say never. You can be writing in one village, like you can be writing as a copper in one faraway village, and somebody across the borders will get to read your piece now or in 10-20 years comes 10-20 years to come. So I always appreciate, recognize, and celebrate authors. So a round of applause for you all. Kindly talk about mention your book title, your audience, and your Facebook, your social media handles.
Hey, don't worry. We are going to
The Authors CONFAB radio show. You are still on Felicity FM 89.1, and my author guests are still here. Authoress Tolu, Authoress Goodness, and Authoress Peace. I am sure you are enjoying their stories. So we are going to another segment. We call this segment This or That. None of the options will be wrong, but you are free to pick anyone. All right, so let's go to self-publishing or traditional publishing. Anybody can answer.
Okay, self-publishing is easy.
Okay.
Because for my first book,
Okay.
it was self-published, and I'm currently writing my second book.
Okay.
I don't know yet if I will self-publish it or do the traditional
Traditional publishing. Okay.
Definitely traditional. Because
Well, you've learned some lessons that
yes.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah,
Talk
so
about
traditional.
it shortly. Briefly.
I think having to so my first book, it would have gone it would have reached more people if I had gone the traditional route, because I would have printed it and I would have been able to share to more people. So I think and then editing, of course, getting professional people to
Touch. That's why I tell people
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
since they're already not, let me go to the next question. Fiction or non-fiction? Since you all wrote, non-fiction, right?
Yes.
So should we look forward to fiction
Actually, in my
anytime?
book is a mixture.
Okay,
I
that's
used
like a
story
memoir. You talked about
to
yourself or about people. Real life stories.
Not real life stories, but it's just some stories to pass across some messages in the book. It was both non-fiction and fiction.
Okay, still fiction. It's still non-fiction. Every non-fiction will still have relatable stories.
Yeah.
Fiction is when from A to Z, the storyline is so super. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Ebook or paperback? You've all been talking about paperback, so you increase your prayers and trust God for sponsors and income. Okay, forward or no forward?
Actually, forward, because I feel forward will give you more publicity and
Then
like a seal.
Yeah, then it's still forward. Then
Credibility.
you now be flooding forward received by.
I agree with that. I agree.
So none of your books are forward yet, right? So work towards that, alright. And I think that forward is also a testament to the fact that you have network. Your network is strong. You have mentors that you can always reach out. Because of course, many people have people they look up to, but they are not people that can forward. They are two different things. You can have people you can look up to who will not even fit into your forward spec. So forward is a really let me just call it hard bone to crack, because you will always consider, you know, that kind of, I would have loved to use that, but, you know, I would have loved to use in verse. And another issue with forward is that you might tell them to write a forward to your book, and it will take forever before they read or get back to you. Like, it's not like they are trying to do it deliberately, but they are sincerely busy to read your book. Okay, next, let's talk about another, this or that, real book or audio book. Personally, I don't have any book in this audiobook category yet, but it's something I'm open to. Do you have readers or prospective readers who ask for audiobook? You know, people like to do extra. Yeah. They'll be asking for what you don't have.
I think it's just because there are different kind of readers. Some people are very of learners. Some people are auditory, so they don't have that time to sit and read a paper printed copy. So they would rather just listen to it maybe when they are working out or. So I think audiobook is something I would look into.
Okay. Yeah. For Nigerian authors, not all, for some Nigerian authors, we don't really see the need for audiobook because our environment, readers don't really ask for it. But I was surprised last year when a particular client that came to publish from Royal asked for audiobook. I was like, this is what we are talking about. You know, many people get like they're in this box that, okay, let me just publish English, let me just publish my real book, because they are not, people don't ask for audio because they are not in an environment that celebrates audio. They feel, why do I need it? So I think this is one of the goals of this Authors CONFAB show. Let's just talk about things. Let people know that there is more. It's not just your real book, it's your audio book. Imagine cooking or driving to work in the morning and you're listening to when you go to the road. In fact, it will be so sweet to your ears, and before you know it, on your transit home, maybe 30 minutes transit, you've read the book, and that's wonderful. So the next one, handy book or bulky book?
I think it depends.
As a reader or as the author, you can.
How long is bulky? How long is bulky?
Let's talk about 250 and above.
250. as a reader, I've read 250. Yes. I've read over 250. But as an author, writing,
or printing that book.
Yes, and then printing.
I think 2 or 3 years ago, one of our clients at Royal International brought 500 plus that were printed. We worked on it and printed. So because of the printing cost, she was like, I wish I knew. I thought she was doing everything. So a year or two after, when she came back because the book is a series, you know these books that you write and then you keep naming your books the same name, like this Power of a Praying Wife, Power of a Praying Woman. That's something, that's the scope. So when she came back, she was like, it's not much this time, I really reduced the pages. So I was waiting to hear how many guests. Paul, I said, okay. How can you say 400?
I'm going to say that 500, you can divide it into series, but it's already series.
So some people are so luxurious, they are so blessed in writing. They can write 500 pages and then they are just starting, the inspiration is still flowing. So, but when you remember the cost of printing, oh my God, you just say, no. Let me think about this thing. There was another client we had last year, when she had the quotation for a book, for a manuscript above 100, she said, I remember there are some places I can remove.
They are not necessary.
And then she came and I saw something. I said, are you sure you didn't remove relevant? Don't worry. This one is okay. So, if a bulky book will be straight to the point and will bless lives, it's okay. But if you say you want to write a bulky book, please make sure that it's not going to be boring. Because for me, I will not lie. I'm a very good reader. Like, I love reading. So it's not like I'm lazy. But there have been books that I'll put in my bag, like, okay, read 2 pages today, read 1 chapter today, and I will realize that 2 months I'm still reading this book. So what have people learned from the few chapters? I don't forget. So did this to us. Very peculiar with foreign authors. Be like, you said this thing in chapter. Go straight, round up, wrap it up, you know. So, but for me, as an author of 25 books, I've told myself from the beginning that I want to write straight to the point books, and I'm so grateful to God that over the years, it's above 10 years already, writing and authoring books. I still get that feedback that, oh, I read your book. Has anyone read my book yet?
Yes, ma'am.
Which of them?
The one about
Okay,
marriage.
fiction.
No, the one about marriage, preparing for marriage, cutting.
Now that I'm engaged.
Yes, now that.
Which one did you read?
Cassandra.
Which one did you read?
Motherhood.
Which one did you read?
Cassandra.
Okay, so you can
Motherhood.
understand what I'm trying to say. You read it, you maximum a day, you will finish my book.
Yes.
Yeah, so I told myself, and each time when I get that feedback, I still got that feedback, I think late December or this January. So it will be in my mind. I don't forget your goals. Don't write bulky. Don't write boring, like repeating tautology, repeating the point. Why now? People's time are precious, and attention to details has reduced drastically. So let's go on. Reading or movie? Now this one is just
Both actually.
but okay, so actually whatever you do is I already said that whatever you say is fine. It's not like anybody is saying the wrong answer. But I believe that watching movie, going out, visiting new places is a plus for writers, because somehow we write from our bank, our knowledge bank. When you are writing, maybe you are writing this day or this month, somehow you are writing from the beats you've subconsciously attracted over years. So you realize, you see yourself naming your character maybe BC from 2022, talking about she's a Suzuzu from 2023. So for me, I tell writers to when you either you have writer's block or not, be open to meeting, seeing, being in new places, kind of shape and make your writing game very robust. Okay, another one. 1 million copies of your book being sold, or meeting a public figure, or should I say somebody you look up to. Which of them will you prefer? That 1 million copies of my books being sold, or meeting this person? Meeting somebody.
Yes.
Okay,
so
so
you'll be able to. I feel if I'm given the opportunity to meet someone I look up to,
okay,
I'm not taking pictures. I will sit down with you and then we'll talk, and then I believe that from their experience and
the
their
interaction,
knowledge, I'll be able to get something to hold on to work on mine too. So I believe
prefer that.
I prefer
Okay.
that. So
Next.
1 million.
1 million, because I just feel like books have huge impacts that cannot even be measured. There are times you'll be going through stuff in your life and you just stumble on a book,
honestly,
and it will
just one paragraph.
Exactly. So I think if you can answer, if my book can get to 1 million people and answer questions in their life and bring them out of messy situations, I think I'll be fulfilled.
The title.
Dear Deborah.
Okay, next.
Okay, based off the fact that most people that I would like to meet, I'm blessed to actually have them in my life at the moment.
Okay.
I would prefer that I sell 1 million books because of the impact.
Okay.
Based off of the fact that I have access to the people that
Okay, so God has answered your prayer.
yes.
Those you
Yes,
you
but
were
if
praying
that
to meet,
yes,
right?
if that wasn't the case, I would prefer
So
meeting them
yeah.
because
For me,
trade secrets, all of those
I
things.
believe
I'd like
that
to
a
have those.
author that sells 1 million copies of his book is so small.
It's not small.
It's not small. It's not less.
Not 1,000, but 100,000. Those people that write on 1 million copies sold.
Bestseller.
For someone like me that is just starting, I would prefer to meet someone that I look up to.
Yeah. And the truth is, for you to sell 1 million copies, definitely those books will penetrate some places.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when an author says, okay, I sold just 1 copy of my book or just 10 copies of my book, never say 10 people read it. You'll be surprised that those 10 copies sold, that you got just 2,000 naira times 10, 20,000. 100 people, either legally or by stealing or whatever, they've read your book. Okay, so that will be all on this segment. Okay, wrapping up this segment, please mention your book title And then you also talk about your book title.
Becoming, that's basically for women and teenagers.
Okay.
Unfettered, that's for heartbroken people. And Discerning Arts for people who are about to get married.
Okay. So unfettered, unburdened, and discerning earth.
Unfettered, Discerning Arts, and Becoming.
The coming, yeah. Some people have one kind of rhyme and pattern. Somehow they title their book in some pattern. I think that's what you've done. Okay, what about you?
Okay, so for me, the title of my book is I Am the Parent.
Okay, for parenting.
Yes, why
Okay.
why you cannot find common ground with your children.
Okay, okay. So many people are in search of such book. Oh.
Yes.
All right, so to the next segment. Okay. On to the last segment of the show today. We call this segment Learn a New Word. A new word to me might not be a new word to you, and a new word to you might not be a new word to me. But as authors, we always love to use new words as spices in our writing. So today we'll be considering the word siblings and nibblings. You most probably have used siblings often, but today I'm bringing you new words. Siblings, nibblings and piblings. Nibblings are your nieces and your nephews, while piblings are your uncles and your aunties. So when you use this word or whenever you are referring to this word, don't forget to mention that you heard this on the Authors CONFAB radio show. So I'm Rachel Ogusawo, your host, and with me are wonderful guests today. Don't forget to join us every Wednesday by 2 p.m. for another interesting moment where you hear the stories behind authors' books. And we would like to read from you. We'd like to hear your feedback. Send a mail to royalrepublishing@gmail.com to talk to us, or WhatsApp 090-9292-045. Let me take the number once again. To talk to us, we'd love to hear from you. And if you want to feature on this program, you can always send a mail to us, royalrepublishing@gmail.com, or send a WhatsApp message to 090-9292-0445. Do not publish gibberish. Bye. Stories, messages, or whatever into books and give authors their flowers. Basically, that's what the Authors CONFAB radio show is about. We bring in authors, we allow them share the stories behind their journey. So if you want to be featured on this radio program, don't forget to send a mail to Royal Republishing. I would love you to share your story, and we love our audiences to hear your stories. Okay, bye for now.